I cut my siblings off after they dragged my daughter into their drama, and now the whole family's calling me too sensitive. But when they came for my kid? That was the last straw. So, tell me, was I wrong for walking away? Or is family just a word people use to excuse disrespect? This all started when I, a 42-year-old father, took my teenage daughter, let's call her Bella, on a visit to see my mom. We don't do these visits often, and to be honest, it had been years since I'd seen or spoken to my brother, Jake. Maybe that's for a reason. Because the moment he walked into my mom's house, the very first thing out of his mouth wasn't "Hey" or "Good to see you." Nope. He looked straight at me and said, "You have no hair." And then just laughed. Now I know what you're thinking, just a joke, right? But context matters. Jake isn't just my brother. He's my mom's golden child. He walks on water in her eyes. Before he even showed up, she was hyping him up like he was royalty. Jake's on his way. Jake's coming. I could practically hear the trumpets playing. So no, I didn't laugh at his joke. I didn't say a single word to him for the rest of the night. Not because I was being cold, but because if I had opened my mouth, it wouldn't have ended well. I was trying to keep the peace. Later that evening, Bella and I were watching a horror movie. She got cozy on the couch and eventually fell asleep, completely knocked out. I think Jake said something to her while passing by, but she didn't respond. You know, because she was literally asleep. The next morning, we left early, said our goodbyes, and hit the road. Everything seemed fine. Or so I thought. A little while later, I realized I still had my mom's handicap tag in my car. So, trying to be responsible, I drove back, quietly opened the garage, and returned it to her car. No big deal. She called and asked what I forgot. I explained, and that was that. Or, so I thought. Because out of nowhere, I get a long, completely unsolicited text from my sister, let's call her Maria. She sends me this passive-aggressive message about Bella needing better manners. She says, "The first teachers are the parents," and attaches some weird cartoon showing a kid speaking with their parents' tongue. Basically calling me a bad role model. I was confused, so I asked her straight up. Was Bella rude to you? Her reply? No. I think she's a nice girl. So if she wasn't rude, why are you coming at me with parenting quotes like you're the child-rearing Dalai Lama? Maria's whole logic was this. Because I didn't laugh at Jake's bald joke, that somehow made me overly sensitive, and by extension, Bella must need better manners. Because I got offended, my daughter deserves a parenting critique? Make it make sense. Let me remind you, Bella didn't say anything. She didn't do anything. She was asleep on the couch while all of this went down. And let's talk about Bella for a second. She's well-mannered. She's respectful. She attends a private high school that ranks 3rd in the entire state, 25th nationally. She's in the top 1% of high school students across the U.S. So if that's not good enough for Maria, then I honestly don't know what is. You don't get to use my daughter as a tool to throw shade at me. She is not your punching bag. And I'm not going to sit back while my child is dragged into adult pettiness just because you've got unresolved family loyalty issues. So I told Maria, plain and simple. Don't bring Bella into things that have nothing to do with her. I don't tell you how to raise your kids. I expect the same respect in return. I'm done with the judgment. Done with the guilt tripping. Done with the way our family tiptoes around Jake while dissecting every move I make. So I made a decision. I cut them both off. Maria. Jake. Blocked. Deleted. Done. I still speak to my mom. But she knows I'm not going to any more family get-togethers that feel like walking into a minefield. I've made it clear, I will not be sitting at tables where fake smiles hide real resentment. Because life's too short to keep swallowing disrespect just to avoid making a scene. As I like to say, life's too short to eat shit with a fork and knife just to keep the peace. Now some of my extended relatives are chiming in. Telling me I'm too sensitive. That family is family and I should just let it go. But for the first time in a long time, I feel free. Free from the backhanded comments. Free from being the family scapegoat. Free from people who smile at you while sharpening the knife behind your back. So, what do you think? Was I too harsh for cutting them off? Or was I right to draw a hard boundary the moment they crossed a line with my daughter? Let me know in the comments. And hey, if you've ever had to walk away from family just to protect your peace, you're not alone.